Hi, Jerome from Trailblazing Wine and TWTV, giving you hints and tips to get the most enjoyment out of your wine. And this week I'm talking about vintage. So what is vintage? Well, vintage is basically the year that the grapes were harvested for the particular wine. Why is vintage important? Well, vintage is important because the climate has such a big impact on the flavour and result of the wine, particularly in cooler climates and marginal climates where there's fluctuations from year to year in the climate which affects the flavour. So vintage is an important thing to look at. For a lot of the wines that we purchase now from the New World and areas where there's a consistency in weather every year, vintage is less important. So generally, if you're spending some money, quite a bit of money from areas such as Bordeaux, Burgundy and across many parts of Europe, then paying attention to the vintage is important, and actually you can get some good bargains from wines from sort of lesser pronounced vintages that are still very good wines. So it is important as a factor on price, but generally for wines that are under £10, there's no need to really overly be concerned about that. You also obviously get non-vintage wines, and these are wines, particularly in Champagne, where the wine consists of grapes from different years, so it's a blend of different years. But also bear in mind there are producers, depending on where the wines are made, where they can add up to 25% of wines from a different year but still call it the same year. So you can be caught out with that. So as I say, generally for wines that are less expensive, I wouldn't overly worry about the vintage. Really where you want to be thinking about it is in the more cooler marginal climates where the weather does change a lot. There, vintage is important, and certainly if you're spending a lot of money on wine, then researching a bit about the vintage is very important. So I hope that helps.